This man stayed up every single night, all so he could train together with his wife. She kept practicing the pedaling motion with him, just like riding a bike. When she learned her husband had quit his job to chase his dream, she told him to go for it without worry, and she'd handle everything else. One day, Graham sat deep in thought at home. He stared at the high-speed spinning washing machine, and suddenly a bold idea popped into his head. When his wife came home from work, she was shocked to find him taking apart their only washing machine just to get its bearings. Even so, she didn't complain at all. After days of assembling, this weird bike made entirely of scrap parts was finally finished. His friends stared at the rundown wreck in disbelief. Sure, it could never break the record, but his wife just smiled. No matter what happened, she always stood firmly by his side. Graham named the bike Old Faithful. There was no professional cycling track nearby, so they had to test ride it on a busy public road, taking a real risk. After riding for a while, Graham admitted the bike had small flaws, but overall it rode pretty well. From then on, Graham trained hard every single day to get into peak form. By the 8th week, Graham headed to the challenge with his wife and Malky. As Graham was about to put Old Faithful together, Malky surprised him with a big gift. He had convinced the sponsor to build an exact replica of Old Faithful. Everyone thought the original scrap-built bike looked way too unreliable, but Graham just tapped the frame once, and knew right away the replica used heavier materials. It would definitely slow him down during the ride. However, if he broke the world record on this new bike, the sponsor would cover all his expenses for the whole next year. To honor his friend's kindness, and for a better future ahead, Graham finally decided to race on the new replica bike. To break the world record, Graham needed to finish 205 laps within 1 hour. The 51-kilometer ride pushed the human body to its absolute limit. The timer started, and Graham began his challenge, traveling far with huge dreams in his heart. Behind him, his wife cheered him on loudly. Ahead of him lay the endless looping track. As the laps went by, he kept speeding up. He darted around the track like a flash of red lightning. If he kept up this pace, the world record would surely be his. But as time passed, the downside of the bike's heavier weight slowly showed. Sweat soaked his cheeks. Worse still, the haunting whispers from his childhood trauma crept in right when his body was reaching its breaking point. The mental distraction made it impossible for him to focus fully. With very little time left, and still 3 laps to go, Malky could almost tell the attempt would end in failure. When the hour was up, Graham fell short by just 2 laps, a heartbreaking defeat. Though it was his personal best ever, for someone aiming for the world record, it felt like a total loss.
This is total fucking failure. Again.
Don't do that. Look at me, Graham. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Softly whispering comforting words, his wife helped Graham calm down little by little. In truth, for the past 10 years, he had never fully escaped the trauma of being bullied as a kid. His wife's tenderness had simply hidden it away in daily life. To completely overcome the fear from his childhood wounds, he needed a spectacular victory to prove himself. The arena was rented for 24 hours, so they could still use it until noon the next day. Graham went to the event organizers and asked